What's up YouTube, PokePrimer here, primarily to deliver you a bit of an update in regards to the totally average league, the TAL. No, I'm not leaving the league. No, I'm not stopping my uploads for it. But we did make some very, very big trades and transactions relating to the team that have completely changed what the team's all about. So I wanted to make sure to go over them and explain my reasoning. So in the TAL, I drafted a rain team, or a rain core to build the team around. That for me just wasn't doing it. I didn't enjoy using rain. I felt it was very one-dimensional. I felt it was very easy to beat. I've never personally had issues against rain myself. And I just felt that it wasn't as good as it could have been. And I'm not bummed about it. Like, I just wanted to give it a shot. Since I've never done it before, I just wanted to try it. Alright? Sensible, right? I just wanted to give it a shot. Have it be something that, you know, I can say I tried, it didn't work out, oh well. And it's just not working out. These past 2 weeks, I mean, granted I've lost due to, you know, a little bit of hacks here, a little bit of hacks there, but it hasn't been that terrible. Like, rain was kind of okay, and it accounted for most of my kills, but it just felt like it wasn't really my style. It felt strange, like I had preserved Pelipper, and like, oh, Pelipper dropped, now I gotta get my rain sweepers in immediately to take advantage of whatever rain turns I have left, you know, etc., etc. Like, it just wasn't my style. I had to play very differently than how I normally would. And it got me into a lot of situations that I wasn't really happy to have. So, there's that. It's unfortunate because, you know, I've seen rain used pretty good, but it just wasn't my thing. So, we dropped our entire rain core of Pelipper, Mega Swampert, and Kingdra. And right now I'm going to go over the 3 mons that are replacing them. First things first, we dropped Pelipper, which is a tier 2 mon, so I wanted to grab a tier 2, and I wanted to have, something else that could defog, because Pelipper was our defogger. Well, one of our defoggers. Coco being the other option of defog we have on our team. And, but I also wanted a flying type, because having stab flying coverage is actually really, really good. Bird spam is sometimes really, really useful in leagues, and I wanted to have access to some form of bird spam on my team. Pelipper, I could have potentially used Scarf Hurricane in the rain and, you know, never miss a hurricane, and that's fine, but also Pelipper's hella slow and 4 times weak to electric, which is never a good thing. And it's also hella frail on the special side if you're not investing into it. It's really just dependent on your investments as to how bulky this thing can be, and it's just not good enough in my opinion. So we dropped that. And we picked up, hot topic, the Staraptor. Now, Staraptor is a very, very, very interesting Pokemon, especially in Gen 4, or in Gen 7, actually. I don't know why I said Gen 4. It was a great Pokemon that was introduced in Gen 4, but it's 10 times better now. Intimidate, if I really wanted to bring, like, a defensive, bulky, like, if I needed a bulky bird, and I could bring defensive Raptor if I need to with Intimidate, but most of the time it's going to have Reckless, boosting its recoil or crash damage moves significantly. With moves like Brave Bird and Double Edge, that is hugely important, because this thing just clicks Brave Bird or just clicks Double Edge, and something is either dying or losing damn near close to half its health. And the cool thing about Staraptor, because I do have Staravia in the EBL, the cooler thing about Staraptor is the things that would wall its stabs, you know, being rock and steel types, don't necessarily wall it as well when it's a Staraptor. Because Staravia doesn't get access to it, but Staraptor gets access to close combat. And that allows us to, if we get the predictions right, hit an incoming steel type or hit an incoming rock type with a close combat and nuke those as well. So it works out really, really well in our favor and can be very, very useful. So Staraptor is really, really good. And plus, with the addition of Defog as a move tutor in Gen 7, you can actually get a Reckless Staraptor with Defog. So you can have your offensive destructive bird, but if you know you're forcing a switch and you need to get those rocks gone ASAP, or you need to get spikes gone or T-spikes or whatever, you can click Defog now as you force something out. So it's actually really, really useful now and made Staraptor so much better. Plus with the access of U-turn as well. Access to U-turn makes it just as good of a mon, if not better, because it allows you to pick up some form of momentum throughout the match. So that is our first new mon on the squad. Next up, we have Mega Swampert, who was one of our main rain sweepers, potential rain sweepers usually. And I don't like... Personally, I prefer regular Swampert over Mega Swampert. That's just my perspective. I just think it's good. It's just much better. It's not, one-dimensional. It's like, oh, rain's up, this thing's gonna come out, it's gonna hit really fucking hard, and then that's just that. Next up, we are dropping our Mega here, Mega Swampert, formerly known as Armstrong, out into the ocean. Two things about this. One, I feel like Mega Swampert's very one-dimensional. It's going to get put in rain, it's going to hit really hard, potentially maybe set up rocks, but more than likely just going to come out, hit something really fucking hard, and then die to a grass move, essentially. That's how Mega Swampert usually goes. That's what happens to Mega Swampert 99.9% of the time you face a Mega Swampert. So, yeah, that's a thing. And secondly, I just find regular Swampert to be better. Regular Swampert can be offensive or defensive, can hit significantly hard on either side if needed, and it just overall works as a better wall. You can pack the Rendo Berry if you need to, you can have leftovers to heal yourself, you can pretty much do whatever you want with regular Swampert. There's no real limitations. Mega Swampert outside of rain is just... it's just not as great. It's not fast. It doesn't do what it needs to do. I'm just not a huge fan. So in dropping this, I knew that I needed a fire type on my team, because I didn't draft one initially because I was in fact a rain team, so I just kind of felt the need to not have a fire type because I didn't want something that would get neutered by my own weather. So there's that. Plus, since I'm dropping Kingdra, I wanted a dragon type as well. So I was looking at dragon type, potential dragon type megas. I was looking at potential fire type megas. And then I'm like, wait a minute, how is this not picked up? What is going on? So we're jumping up from a tier 2 mega in Mega Swampert to a tier 1 mega in Mega Charizard X. And this is going to come into play in a few minutes, because a lot of jumping around had to be done with my team to handle my last transaction. So this took the extra 40 points away that I had for my free picks, which we'll get to in a minute. But Mega Charizard X, first of all, base 130 attack and special attack. This thing can be mixed, this thing can be special or physical, depending on what your mood is that day. Base 111 defense is very, very solid, and base 100 speed is just good. The base 100 speed tier is something that people strive to have mons above or have mons at, because a lot of things are at base 100, a lot of really good mons are at base 100 or slightly below base 100. So having a crazy. So really, really happy with. Yeah, it's pretty great. I do love myself some Megazard X. I'm using it currently in the NPBF, so I figured, since I'm already using it in one league, might as well bring it over to another and see what I can do with it. So, really, really hyped to have Megazard X, but due to grabbing Zard X, this created some issues. Because Kingdra is a tier 3 mon, and with my free picks I grabbed, I believe, 2 tier 2s and 2 tier 3s, which added up to 440. So I had to knock something down, and what I used my free picks on was Ferrothorn, Reuniclus, Alolan Muck, and Mienshao. So those were the mons I used my free picks on. So what we had to do is we had to move Ferrothorn and Alolan Muck from free picks to my tier 2 and tier 3 picks overall, moving Pelipper and Kingdra down to free picks, so that once I dropped Kingdra, I would be able to pick up a lower tier mon in its place. And at this point, I still haven't picked up my replacement water type. And this one is really, really exciting. Because A, it was one of the coolest looking mons released in Gen 7. B, it works amazingly under Trick Room, which I have access to in spades. So that's awesome. As well as being stupid fucking strong when it's above 25% HP. And that is my boy, Squad Goals the Wishy-Washy. My lord, this fucking Pokemon. Dude, look at this thing's stats. Outside of its HP and its speed, which its low speed is fine because we're gonna potentially put this thing in Trick Room. We're gonna be underspeeding a lot of things, but look at this defenses, 130 and 135 in its defenses. This thing's gonna eat shit for days and then fucking nuke you with base 140 offensive stats. This thing is stupid strong, dude. This is ridiculously strong Pokemon. Like, what? Who said Wishy-Washy should be a thing? What the fuck? This thing's so good, so fucking good. And it gets access to rest too. So like, even if you get knocked down low, if you get knocked down below 25%, if you can predict right, you can go for rest. Bada bing, bada boom. You're back up to full, and you're back up to being a fucking boss-ass bitch without even really caring. Fucking amazing Pokemon. So cool. Its move pool could do for being a bit wider, but at the same time, when you're getting hit by base 140 attack or special attack, does it really matter how wide his move pool is? This thing gets a U-turn. Imagine seeing this giant-ass group of fish just jump in the sky, run into you, and then bop back away, bounce off you. That's some sick, crazy shit. This is a fucking wild-ass mon. I'm so excited to use Wishy-Washy. You have no idea how excited I am to use this Pokemon. I've never used it competitively. I've never drafted Wishy-Washy in a league. And it is finally fucking time. So let's fucking go. These are our new mons. We got, just to review, we got Hot Topic the Staraptor, Natsu the Megazord X, and Squad Goals the Wishy-Washy. Let me know what y'all think about our swaps down below. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you have not already. And until next time, guys, I'm PokePrimer, signing off.